Hello everyone, Mr. MC here, back with another Gran Turismo 7 racing video where we're going to take a look at a rather interesting daily race C, which is at Eiger Nordwand, and we're going to be in the Honda RE272, and interestingly we're going to be on the Comfort soft tires. Okay then. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at my warm-up lap. So this was just after getting home from work on a Monday evening. And what's nice is that brake balance is adjustable. So ideally you'd want it towards the back of the car. So anywhere from +3 to +5 should do it. So this car can rotate around these corners because, oh my goodness, this car does not like to rotate, especially through these sharp hairpins. You have to really slow yourself down and then just let the car coast through these hairpins so it can actually make the turn. You can see just letting the car coast, not getting on the throttle, not getting on the brakes, just so this car can go through the turn and then try to get on the throttle as early as possible. And can I just say that this car on the Comfort soft tires is pretty tricky to drive. You overshoot a braking zone by just a little bit and you're going to be going way off into Narnia. And if you get on the throttle just a teeny tiny bit too early, the car is going to want to step out and you're going to lose time even if you manage to catch it. And yeah, this left key right there, the car will step out if you're not careful enough, and you have to brake pretty early for the final hairpin. Nice and easy on the throttle on third gear, and with that getting a low 113, so not too bad for warm-up laps. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more laps where I'm eventually going to be able to get myself towards a 113.0, and just trying to be a bit more careful through here, and that will start to pay dividends in being able to get a faster exit overall, just slowly catching up to the Ghost. And yeah, just nice and careful through here, slowly catching up with the Ghost even more. And this lap will be close to my personal best of a 112.9 that I set the night before. I just wanted to get a couple laps in before I did my first daily race here. So this 113.001, almost a 112. But now comes the first problem with this race, at least here in the Americas. Participation is pretty low. So in this race, there's only 3 people in the A+ range, including myself. Everyone else is A or B rated. And this is top split in the Americas at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's pretty low participation. Like, yeah, these races are pretty dead. Like, they're as dead as my love life. But anyways, gonna get ready and start lap number 1 as we're all starting towards the back straight, and gonna get ready to brake for turn number 1. And I thought I'd brake at the right time, but I'm actually gonna kind of overshoot this corner where, yeah, this car, it just doesn't want to turn. And that's one of the things that throws me off with this combination, where with a light car like the Honda RE272, once the fuel and tire wear comes into play, it almost drives like a completely different car. And yeah, it just throws me off. So for example, in the first half of the lap, I feel like I'm braking at the right spot because in time trial that's where I'm braking, but in the race I'm just overshooting the turn like crazy and the car just doesn't want to turn, and yeah, I'm just doing all sorts of things wrong. So I just need to adjust myself to try to get used to that and to try not to make those mistakes. And even then, I mean, the car does feel slightly more controllable because of the additional weight from the fuel, but it's still pretty squirrely. You still have to be really careful getting back on the throttle coming out of the turns, especially the lower speed corners. And yeah, a whole bunch of nothing happened in this race. I was hoping for there to be something exciting, but no, nothing happened. And this brings problem number 2 with this race. This race is really short. This race lasted less than 9 minutes long, if I remember correctly, I think this is probably the shortest daily race we've ever had, and that includes the daily races in Gran Turismo Sport, because I think there was one in GT Sport where it was 12 minutes. Yeah, this one takes a cake. However, there is a 600% credit bonus, so I won 304,000 credits, which is pretty nice, and that was with just less than 9 minutes of racing. But because this race was only 9 minutes long, I have to wait 17 minutes for the next daily race C. I mean, if I had to wait 5 or 10 minutes, I wouldn't mind as much, but 17 minutes, what am I gonna do? Ooh, I know. I want to watch one of my favorite VTubers, Kiri Kilovolt.
So much?
Alright, so welcome to the VTuber rabbit hole. Don't forget to support your favorite Oshis, but going back to this going back to this race. This is actually one of the better things about this daily race C, where when things are right, my goodness, this daily race is flipping amazing. So the car in second place qualified 1/10 of a second slower than I did, so right away I knew that we have a potentially great race in our hands. So like the first race, I'm going to completely forget how to drive and just completely overshoot these hairpins. So the guys behind me, they're probably going to be like, what in the world is this guy doing? Don't you worry, because I'm asking myself the same exact question, because I am forgetting how to drive. What the heck is an apex? Because I am pretty damn good at missing them. And unfortunately, because I'm driving like a complete idiot, Burner is going to go ahead and get the easiest overtake done. So going to go ahead and defend third place. Hopefully that wasn't a block. But yeah, just going to try to get used to this car again. And you can see that I'm not having the greatest time ever, whilst Burner is already slowly starting to break away from all of us. And again, just trying to be really careful through here. We're having some pretty good racing between myself, first place, third, and fourth place as well. Fourth place is not too far behind us. And yeah, and that's the thing about this race. Like, when things go right and you have a bunch of people that are similarly paced, the race is really fun, because you just don't know what's going to happen, and it's just an all-around good time. And really, the name of the game here is to really try not to mess up, because messing up even just a little bit can cost you quite a bit of time. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just missing the apex like crazy. I think I was just nervous and rusty, because I don't do daily races that often. So yeah, let's just go with that. I'll just say that I'm rusty. I need to do more daily races. But yeah, Burner, he's just flying at this point, because he's already breaking away even more from us. He's about 1 second ahead of us. So I really need to up my game to try to catch up to him. And in a moment, we're going to see how fast we're doing our laps. And I'm especially crazy about Burner, because yeah, he's doing really good. So kind of crazy to see how far off behind I am in terms of lap times, where he's going to get a 1:14.0, 1:14.2 for me. So we're not too far off from each other, but I feel like this is still us just trying to get warmed up, trying to get the flow of this daily race combination. So I think we'll be getting faster times sooner or later. But still, really good racing between the four of us. Fourth place, not too far behind. Third place, right behind me. And then first place, yeah, not too far ahead. So, again, when things are right, this race is really great. It's really awesome. So it's a bit of a shame that there's some things holding it back that could have made it even greater. But anyways, still trying to inch my way back towards first place, and also just trying to be really careful with this car, as I'm not too confident with this car, because I just feel like this car just wants to step out everywhere, And yeah, just stepping out a little bit here, stepping out a little bit there, and every time the car does that, that's going to cost you a bit of time, which is going to make it even harder to catch up to first place. But luckily here, I was able to poke into the 113s. First place getting a 113.6, so they're definitely flying through their laps. So I need to up my game just a little bit more to keep up with them, and hopefully they don't run away to the point where they get an easy win. However, I am getting a couple purple sectors here and there, so things are looking kind of good. I just need to really string it all together to get amazing lap times. And that downhill turn that takes you to the bridge that we just went through, I've noticed that first place seems to do a really great job getting an awesome exit to there, and I'm doing a horrific job. Just like with this turn, I'm just doing a horrific job. So I need to find areas where I'm better than them and just try to capitalize on that and hopefully catch up to them. Because again, first place is already 1 second ahead again. And actually, third place is 1 second behind. So there is a little bit of breathing room for all of us, but we can't get too comfortable because 1 second, it's not huge, especially with a combination like this, where if we make a bit of a mistake, that 1 second is going to decrease really fast. I mean, just look at it right here. They were 1 second ahead and I'm already right behind their backs again. And lap number 4, I was able to get a 113.7, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. I thought I was going to be a lot rustier, but no, yeah, I was able to get some decent lap times in this race. And again, just trying to see how I can somehow catch up to first place, because again, that turn that we just went through that leads to the bridge, they're really good there, and they're always gaining a lot of time on me there. So it's kind of like a yo-yo effect where I start to gain time and get close to them, and then once we get to that downhill turn that leads to the bridge, they get a really good exit and they start to extend that gap again. So yeah, kind of like a yo-yo effect, and we'll see if I can even somehow catch up to them, because it looks like at this point, you know, I don't think I'm gonna really catch up to them. I mean, I might get closer, but well, with that, I'm definitely not going to get any closer to them because I'm over here stepping out like an idiot. Let's try to be really careful through turn number 1. Slightly missing the apex. Turn number 2. Hug the left side of the track. There we go. Beautiful. Car steps out just a little bit. Somehow still getting a purple sector. And again, just try to be really careful through there. Here I say GG's to first place because they're just going to get a really great exit and they're just going to go ahead and run away from me. Yeah, you can see right there, 0.2 of a second down. So I'm going really slow through that sector. So if I go back to this race, that's something I'll definitely have to work on. But end of lap number 6. Things are not looking too hopeful, but first place is going to have a massive moment. He's actually going to somehow save it. I'm going to have a moment as well, but that save from Burner, that was pretty awesome. And it is going to cost him first place, but knowing him, he's going to quickly gain on me. So I just need to make sure that I do not mess up catastrophically at all. And hopefully I'll be able to keep first place. And kind of just forgetting how to drive again. I'm going a lot slower than I should be. This turn is going to be GG's for me because this is where Burner's is going to really catch up to me. So here comes the long right-hander. Is he going to go for a mega dive bomb? No, he's too far behind to even try to do that, but I just need to try to get a clean exit. Completely missed the apex, so he's going to gain even more time on me, to the point where he's kind of breathing down my neck. So I need to be careful, try not to mess this up, turning it a bit too early somehow. Yeah, somehow not completely messing up. And actually, second place is going to back out of it. So I just need to make sure that I get a clean final turn. And we're going to get ready to finish the race. But unfortunately, in all the nervousness, I decided to drive like a complete idiot barely cut the track, and I'm gonna get a track penalty, which is unfortunately going to cost me the win. And Burner is gonna win the race by 0.2 of a second because I just had to be a freaking idiot and cut the track at the very end. Oh man, it's so frustrating, but I mean, still, it was a really great race. So I just want to give a shout out to Burner, Rio, and Sketchy for giving out a really awesome race, because that was a lot of fun. And under the right circumstances, this race is great. But yeah, there's quite a few things holding it back, like the short race duration, the comfort soft tires, and the low participation. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame to see that, because I think this race has some great potential, but yeah, there's some things holding it back. And I will say it's a bit surprising that in these daily races it hasn't been as chaotic as I expected. I was expecting to get punted in turn 1 on lap number 1, but no, that actually did not happen in either race. So it was pretty cool to see everyone driving really cleanly, because, well, we're all struggling to survive in this combination. Oh man. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, you can press a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you've done this daily race, feel free to share your experience, whether you've had a really awesome race or if you unfortunately got punted into the meadow or the mountains about 800 times. But that's all for me. This is Mr. MCA, and I'll see you in the next video.